Hello, my friends. Welcome to Bible and Revelations. It is March 5th, 2023, and today we're on Genesis 25. I will continue with Daniel next when I'm done with Genesis 25, or when I'm done with Genesis 25. Okay, and thanks for tuning in. I'm doing this for charity to try to, I'm going to open an office in Prairie Grove, Arkansas. I wanted to feed hungry children because they were coming to my house, and I see them wandering the streets because their parents are drug addicts or alcoholics. The parents spend all the money on drugs and alcohol, and the kids are hungry. But when I open the nonprofit, I can't discriminate. So anybody who comes in, I will feed. And I want it to also be a resource center to help these people. Instead of they just think they have to work at gas stations or McDonald's, but I want to show them other possibilities of employment or further education, truck driving, plumbers, electricians, at least go to the university, just show them other opportunities and help them with resumes, etc. Okay, Genesis 25. A fitting name: Abraham and Keturah. It says here the name Jacob in Hebrew, Yaakov, was derived from a root word meaning heel, footprint, or hind part. The verb form could mean to follow on the heel, or to attack from close behind, or to give someone the heel. It meant to take advantage of that person. As a name, Jacob was doubly significant for Jacob. When he was born, he came out grasping his twin brother Esau by the heel. So his name was called Jacob. As a man, the fugitive meaning of Jacob fit Jacob well, as he was known to be quick to take advantage of others. When my daughter was born, I delivered her, and the doctors took care of my ex-wife, and my daughter held my finger with her little teeny hand. It barely was that big. She held my finger for 2 hours. I stayed with her through the preparation place where the nurses take the little babies and they weigh them and measure them and take their temperature and stuff like that. But they completely, when I was there, completely ignore the babies. They don't look at them, and they talk to each other, ignoring the babies. So I was there talking to her while she held my hand, and she was the only baby not crying because somebody was paying attention to her. I guess they're trying to survive. Anyway, so Jacob came out holding his twin brother's foot. They're grasping for human connection, for support. So that makes sense to me. About Jacob, one people shall be stronger than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. So it's good for older people to help younger people. So when her days were fulfilled for her to give birth, indeed, after the 9 months, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red. He was like a hairy garment all over. So they called his name Esau. Afterward, his brother came out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So his name was called Jacob. Okay. So here we go. Genesis 25. Furthermore, Abraham again took a wife, and her name was Keturah. In time she bore him Zimran, and Jokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Ishbak, and Shuah, and Jokshan. Jokshan became father to Sheba and Dedan. And the sons of Dedan became Asshurim and Letushim, and Leummim. Letushim, sounds like Letty. My brother married a girl named Letty. Anyway, and the sons of Midian were Ephah, Epher, and Hanoch, and Abidah, and Eldaah. All these were the sons of Keturah. Later on, Abraham gave everything he had to Isaac. But to the sons of the concubines that Abraham had, Abraham gave him gifts. Then he sent them away from Isaac, his son, while he was still alive, eastward to the land of the east. And these are the days of the years of Abraham's life, which he lived, 175 years. Then Abraham expired, and died in a good old age, old and satisfied, and was gathered to his people. So Isaac and Ishmael, his sons, buried him in the cave of Machpelah, in the field of Ephron, the son of Zohar, the Hittite, that is in front of Mamre. The field that Abraham had purchased from the sons of Heth, there Abraham was buried, and also Sarah his wife. And it developed that after Abraham's death, God continued to bless Isaac his son. And Isaac was dwelling close by Beer Lahairoi. Isaac was dwelling close by Beer Lahairoi. I guess Beer Lahairoi is a person, or maybe a city. And this is the history of Ishmael, the son of Abraham, whom Hagar, the Egyptian, the maidservant of Sarah, bore to Abraham. Now these are the names of the sons of Ishmael, by their names according to their family origins. Ishmael's firstborn, Nebaioth, and Kedar, and Abiel, and Mibsam, and Mishma, and Duma, and Massa, Hadad, and Tema, Jetur, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the sons of Ishmael. These are their names by their courtyards and by their walled camps. 12 chieftains according to their clans. And these are the years of Ishmael's life. 137 years. Then he expired and died and was gathered to his people. And they took up tabernacling with Havilah near Shur, which is in front of Egypt, as far as Assyria. In front of all his brothers he settled down. And this is the history of Isaac the son of Abraham. Abraham became father to Isaac, and Isaac happened to be 40 years old at his taking Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian, of Padan Aram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. He took Rebekah as his wife. And Isaac kept on entreating Jehovah, especially for his wife, because she was barren. So Jehovah let himself be entreated for him, and Rebekah his wife became pregnant. The sons within her began to struggle with each other, so that she said, "If this is the way it is, just why am I alive?" With that she went to inquire of Jehovah, and Jehovah proceeded to say to her, "Two nations are in your belly, and two national groups will be separated from your inward parts, and the one national group will be stronger than the other group, and the older will serve the younger." Gradually her days came to the full for giving birth, and look, twins were in her belly. Then the first came out red all over like official garment of hair. So they called his name Esau. And after that his brother came out. His hands were holding on to the heel of Esau, so they called him Jacob. And Isaac was 60 years old at her giving them birth. And the boys got bigger, and Esau became a man knowing how to hunt, a man of the field. But Jacob, a blameless man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac had love for Esau, because it meant game in his mouth, whereas Rebekah was a lover of Jacob. Once Jacob was boiling up some stew, when Esau came along from the field and was tired. So Esau said to Jacob, "Quick, please give me a swallow of the red there, for I am tired." That is why his name is called Edom. To this Jacob said, "Sell me first of all